Below a steep escarpment nests the Kingfisher oil drilling project on the shores of Lake Albert in Chikube district after Hoima city. Legislators from the Forum of Parliaments of the International Conference on the Great Lakes region were first taken through the safety measures at the summit, which gives a full view of the project. The team from Kenya, Tanzania, Zambia, DR Congo and Angola were among those that toured the facility. Onyango Kakoba, the Secretary-General of the Forum, led the team.
One of the good things that we learned from there was that there are many sectors that are connected to oil, and within the area there are quite a number of other industries that can be built out of oil, especially the byproducts. We learned of the issue of gas, which is a very good byproduct, and others. Even when we visited there was also a plant that is actually turning the wastes that is got from energy to be used into other products such as energy.
Oil rig at Kingfisher, which is run by the Chinese firm, together with Excel Construction Limited, is ready and will feed into other components like the pipeline and the processing facility, which are yet to be completed.
When the oil is drilled from the ground, it is transported through the pipes to the central processing facility, and that is where it is processed, and then the impurities are removed to meet the standards for export. Also part of that very oil that is processed, there are some gases that come with it, and it is from the same facility where the liquid gas or the LPG will be produced.
At this point, Comfort Musimenta, an instrument engineer, took the team into the different functions of the plant.
Liquefied petroleum gas. So we shall be producing over 20,000 tons a year. That is around 50 tons per day. And we shall also do the metering and the storage and the loading right there in front of you, right here. So LPG shall be produced here. We meter it here and we load it from here.
The legislators raised questions about how the country plans to deal with some undertones, where some people claim that oil wells extend up to Congo, which is on the opposite side of Lake Albert.
We've done extensive studies, and by the time they come up with the drilling of the structures, we know the structural extent of those structures. So there's no way we have seen structures that extend towards Congo. So all the structures we have that have been evaluated using the seismic data. They have done 3D seismic data where you see something in a tube. You actually know from here to there, that's where the structure is.
Musimenta adds that the central remote system, which is supposed to control the entire project, will be set up here.
An operator here will be able to have full control of the entire plant, what is happening at the well pads and also the feeder line itself. You don't need to be on site, you can get that data real time.
This is the pump station, which is near Kabalega Airport, that has a housing facility for workers, which is nearly complete. The Tilenge and Kingfisher rigs will feed into this pump station 1.
4 pump station to boost the pump, the pressure, and 2 to reduce the pressure when it comes from somewhere in Tanzania. We are going from highland to the lower land.
So when you'll be going out, you'll see 2 lanes of pipes. Okay, one is for Telenga, one is for the export. Only 1.5 kilometer is a shared corridor, and then from there one branches to Telenga, another one goes for export.
But each of the pipelines has an optic cable which will play a crucial role in detecting eventualities.
This one has basically 3 major reasons why we put it. One is to detect any vibration along the corridor. You know, we have sharp Ugandans who can easily dig to approach the pipe. 2, it is to detect any seismic reactions to the pipe. For example, earthquakes.
Each day we expect to get 60,000 barrels for refining out of what we shall collect it. Yeah. Then the rest will go through ECOP for export as crude. So the second pipeline.
The legislators want the other countries which have discovered oil to ensure it benefits the common person in order to avoid the misgivings.
I would recommend that the countries that have oil, let them do benchmarking proper, and then they come up with policies that will make sure that the people benefit. Because we have known of cases where some countries, especially in Africa, many countries, the people have not benefited from oil. But we also know of some good cases, especially in Europe. I can give the example of Norway, because I've never been there, where people have really benefited from oil. So the most important thing is to try to learn from those countries that have benefited from oil, to make sure that we get those best practices and implement them in our countries, and where we see, and also to learn in countries that have not benefited what has been the problem, so that we should avoid those problems that may lead us into an oil curse.
It's not clear when the refinery will be set up or be completed. The bigger amount of the crude oil will be pumped through the over 1,300-kilometer pipeline which connects Hoima to Tanga in Tanzania. The Tanzania MP engineer Ezra Chiwelesa updated the team about the progress of ECOP in Tanzania.
So even on the side of Tanzania, things are going on, especially the construction of the pump houses or the pump stations, which are 4 in Tanzania and the Uganda, in two of them in Uganda, but the construction have already begun.
According to the Chinchiz West MP, James Kaberuka, there is need for government to expedite the works.
There is a need to have expedition of refinery and having industries that where we can get job opportunities, and that's when we can only have oil as a niche for solving Uganda and East Africa and the Great Lakes region problems.
The team also toured Kabalega International Airport, which is said to be over 90% complete.
And it is going to be a white elephant in the meantime, because it can only be useful if it can evacuate the industrial products and become a business venture for East Africa and Great Lakes region.
The first oil is expected in 2026 if all factors remain constant. Sudil Biarhanga, NTV.